You are listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Welcome to the Power Agent Blogcast. Today we'll be discussing something really crucial, the practice of mid-year goal realignment, especially for you leaders in the real estate industry. We're about to embark on, well, let's call it a deep dive. Think of it as a strategic checkup, tailored for you, really designed to help you finish the year strong. Exceptionally strong, actually. You know how it is, the real estate world. It just moves so fast, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Warp speed feels about right sometimes.
That's exactly. Interest rates shift, neighborhoods change, client expectations. They're always evolving. So hitting that pause button around now, mid-year, it isn't just busy work, like ticking boxes. It's a vital strategic moment, a real chance to reflect on where you've been and, maybe more importantly, where you need to go. We're going to be sort of dissecting how you can effectively evaluate your business performance and get back in line with those big strategic goals. And that might mean tweaking things that are already working pretty well, optimizing. Or it might mean being brave enough to pivot towards, completely new opportunities the market's throwing up.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how this isn't just like a simple review. It's deeper. It's a recalibration. Someone once said, I think it was paraphrasing Ben Franklin, without continual growth and progress, words like improvement, achievement, and success, they don't really mean anything.
That's powerful.
It is. And this deep dive is all about pulling out those really valuable, actionable insights, the kind that can genuinely steer your business, onward and upward. It's about ensuring not just a profitable second half, but building a more resilient, more adaptable business overall. We're here to help you really squeeze the most out of this reflection time.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. The first big step, the foundation really, seems to be a fearless look inwards, an internal audit. You got to ask yourself, am I still truly aligned with that original business vision I mapped out back in January?
But is it still the right map?
Exactly. This isn't just a quick thought, it's a deep dive into where you actually are right now. Are you closer to your targets than you thought you'd be? Maybe ahead in some areas. Or maybe, like a lot of people, have you found yourself a bit farther away than you hoped in others?
That happens.
And just as important, are there specific parts of your business where you just haven't made much headway or maybe haven't even gotten started? These are serious questions. You can't just breeze over them. Apparently, leaders who do this honest vision audit mid-year, there's something like 30% more likely to hit or beat their year-end targets.
Wow, 30%. That's significant. It really shows the why behind doing this exercise, doesn't it?
It really does. It's avoiding a quantifiable risk.
Yeah, and that leads to that crucial question. What is the deeper why behind what you wanted to achieve? It's not just what you planned, but why you planned it. What were the core motivations driving those initial goals?
Good point. Has that changed?
Maybe. Have your priorities shifted? Perhaps because of, market changes, like sudden rate hikes. We've seen plenty of those. Or maybe even just through personal growth. You learn things about yourself as a leader as you go.
Yeah.
I remember reading about this one brokerage, mid-recession. They shifted their core why. They went from focusing purely on transaction volume to aiming to be the most trusted community resource for homeowners who are really struggling.
Interesting pivot.
Yeah. And that recalibration, it was driven by empathy, right? But it didn't just save their business, it actually boosted their market share long term. So understanding that deeper motivation, it really lights up the path forward, makes it much easier to course correct if you're off track. And it's also a chance, a really important one, to celebrate your wins, even the small ones.
Definitely.
And crucially, to learn from the setbacks. Focus on what you can build on, look forward. Don't just dwell on what went wrong. It's about constructive progress.
Yeah, I like that idea of reframing failure. If that initial plan didn't quite hold up, well, it's not really a failure, is it? It's just data.
Exactly. Raw data telling you what needs tweaking.
Maybe the strategy was okay, but the execution kind of wobbled. In that case, maybe you just need to recommit, find some fresh energy. Or maybe, and this is common, right? Maybe the goals were just too ambitious, pushing towards burnout.
Oh, that's a huge trap in this industry.
Yeah.
High achievers often fall into it.
Totally. So recalibrating expectations then isn't weakness, it's actually smart strategy. It just stops you from burning out and can, reignite your motivation.
Right.
There's this suggestion about a daily self-reflection thing, asking yourself 6 key questions every morning, like, did I do my best to Fearing the blank.
Ah, the best effort reflection. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Apparently, leaders who do that consistently see like a 15% bump in actually doing the strategic stuff over 6 months because it helps them spot energy drains early.
Small habit, big impact.
Right. It's an essential recalibration, not a setback. It helps make sure that when you hit those year-end milestones, they feel like real fulfillment, genuine achievement, not just ambition run wild.
That's such a critical point. That idea of daily small course corrections, it makes reflection continuous, not just a big, scary yearly thing.
Exactly. It smooths it out. Okay, so once you've wrestled with your own stuff, your why, your direction, the next big step is looking outwards, right? Recognizing your team holds up a mirror.
Mm-hmm. Your agents, your staff,
Mm.
they see things you don't.
They're an absolute treasure trove of insights, so systematically collecting feedback from them, it's indispensable for leaders. And it's not just about keeping people happy, it actively helps you improve services, spot operational jams.
Like slow lead response times.
Yeah, exactly, or other underlying issues before they blow up into huge problems. Their view from the trenches is just invaluable. You can't get that detail sitting behind your desk.
Indeed. And connecting that to the bigger picture, you have to embrace constructive criticism, even when it stings a little.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, for sure. But some of the really innovative brokerages, they actually use negative feedback as their roadmap for getting better. It's not a complaint, it's a clue. So not all feedback's going to be glowing praise, but even the tough stuff, if you look at it objectively, can be a stepping stone towards excellence. The idea is reaching out through, say, well-designed surveys or even just direct one-on-one conversations. But here's the tricky part. You have to create an environment where people feel safe, giving honest feedback. Really safe. No fear of comeback.
That's crucial. Otherwise, you just get platitudes.
Exactly. So maybe anonymous surveys are the way to go. Or even using a third party sometimes, just to ensure it's unbiased, unfiltered. Get the real story from the ground level.
Okay, but what about getting swamped with feedback? Analysis paralysis. That's a real risk for busy leaders.
True. Feedback by itself isn't enough.
Right. Collecting it is one thing. Letting it sit there, that doesn't move the needle.
No. The real magic happens when you actually implement meaningful changes based on what you heard.
So after you get the feedback, maybe hold team meetings, discuss the themes, brainstorm actual actionable changes.
Yes. I read about this team lead who did a lessons learned meeting mid-year. People anonymously submitted their biggest oops moments or bottlenecks.
Sounds a bit risky.
Maybe. But apparently it totally transformed their strategy for the next quarter because it built this culture of learning, not blaming.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
And doing that shows your team you actually value their input, their voice matters, and you're serious about getting better together. Builds huge trust.
And it's not just the team's feedback, is it? Client feedback is massive too.
Oh, absolutely. Especially positive feedback from past clients.
Yeah.
That's a goldmine for referrals.
Makes sense. Happy clients talk.
They do. Yeah. Satisfied clients are way more likely to refer friends, family, colleagues because they trust you already. So you need to leverage that. Encourage them to share their good experiences. Get testimonials for your website. Maybe feature success stories on social media. Even just a simple, well-timed thank you note can sometimes jog their memory and prompt a referral. Remind them of that positive feeling.
Proactive approach.
Exactly. One idea was following up maybe 3 months after closing. Small gift. Maybe ask for a testimonial then. It helps you understand what really clicks with clients, strengthens relationships, and builds that solid reputation. Turns happy clients into future business.
Okay, so we've done the internal check. We've gathered feedback from the team, from clients. We've got all this rich data. What now? What does it mean for the second half of the year?
It means crafting a really solid proactive action plan.
Getting specific.
Very specific. You need to define clearly what success looks like come December 31st. Make it tangible, measurable.
So ambitious goals, yes. Got to push ourselves.
Right. Encourage growth.
But they also have to be realistic, right? Grounded in what the market's actually doing and what your team can realistically handle.
Exactly. Aim high, but keep your feet on the ground. Are you aiming for, say, a 15% jump in lead conversion by Q4, or maybe reducing closing times by 10 days for certain properties? Get that granular.
Yeah, that leads right into the tactics, doesn't it?
It does. So the question for you listening right now is, what specific revenue goals are you targeting for the next 6 months? How many new agents do you realistically want to bring on board? Maybe focusing on specific niches like luxury or commercial.
Good questions.
And what areas of agent development need more focus? Is it negotiation skills, tech training, Specialized marketing workshops. Once you've got those big objectives clear, then you drill down into the tactical steps. That could mean shifting resources around, maybe moving marketing spend from, I don't know, print ads to really targeted digital campaigns like on Instagram or LinkedIn, especially if you're in the luxury space.
Makes sense. Meeting buyers where they are.
Or maybe it's investing in new tech, like AI-driven CRM features that help predict which leads are hottest, so your agents can prioritize follow-up and be more efficient.
Using data smartly.
Yes. Really digging into your database to find untapped client groups. That could be absolutely pivotal for hitting those goals.
And critically, you can't just create this amazing plan and then let it sit there gathering dust.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
It has to be a living document.
Consistent review, revision, it's essential.
Absolutely. You need to schedule regular check-ins, maybe quick weekly or bi-weekly sprint meetings, assess progress, tackle setbacks head-on, and be ready to pivot if something isn't working.
Be agile.
That's the word. Top teams, the ones who adapt fastest to market shifts, they're reviewing and adjusting their plans constantly, at least monthly. That agility keeps your business responsive. The market won't wait, so your plan can't afford to be static either.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And what's really interesting, a theme that kept popping up is how crucial team engagement is through all of this.
It can't just be a top-down plan.
No. It shouldn't exist in a vacuum, created upstairs, and then just handed down. You need to foster a genuinely collaborative environment. Get people involved in the process. And critically, make sure everyone understands their specific role in hitting those shared goals.
Creates buy-in.
Exactly. That deep alignment boosts morale, creates a sense of shared purpose, and makes your collective efforts way more effective. You become a unified front.
It's the difference between just executing orders and being on a shared mission.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's about making those strategic, purposeful steps today that lead to real achievements down the line.
So as you're standing here, midway through the year, just remember, it's not just okay, it's actually essential to pause, take a breath, reflect, and recalibrate. This isn't just about looking back at reports. It's a real opportunity to turn those insights you've gained into action, to really align your business objectives with your big picture vision. So embrace that agent feedback, treat it like the valuable data it is, refine your path based on what you're learning from the market, from your team, and then implement a focused, dynamic action plan. Because remember, those small, consistent actions you take every day, like that daily reflection or keeping that feedback loop open, they really can drive profound change across your whole business.
Absolutely. The journey towards your goals, it's rarely a straight line, is it? It's always evolving.
Especially in real estate.
Exactly. So every thoughtful decision you make to adjust your course, tweak your sales, that's a significant step towards success. Seize this moment. Don't just dream about it. Actively do something. Implement, adjust, lead with purpose. Your future achievements, they're waiting for the strategic, purposeful steps you take today.
Thank you so much for tuning into this deep dive with us. Remember, every single day in this business is a brand new starting line. It presents limitless possibilities for both personal and professional growth. Here's to seizing each day with purpose and achieving everything you've set out to accomplish.